our Champions League quarter-final predictions. We're back. What jersey are you wearing there, Thogden?
It's a lovely jersey, classic football shirts, and I've got a smile on my boat race because Bolton and Wigan, I enjoyed that. 1-1 draw.
Felt like a win, didn't it?
It
I
did.
thought we could have scored at the end as well. Those two teams will soon be playing in the Champions League, won't they?
They certainly will. But Theo, I've just noticed someone there. Can you see them? They've not subscribed.
Yeah, I can see them behind the camera. It says subscribe on it, which means that it's red, not grey. Make it grey right now!
Absolutely.
And the like button. Make the like button blue, the subscribe button grey.
And the first game is Benfica against Liverpool. And in the last round, Benfica of Portugal beat Ajax. Bit of a surprise to some people. But you know what, Theo? When Benfica get to this stage of the tournament, drawn 3, lost 5 of the last 8 games, lost to Braga at the weekend. Theo, talk to me about Benfica.
But they haven't been in the quarterfinal since 2016.
That is true.
And they're the biggest underdogs left in this tournament. So if they were to get anything out of this game, it's a pretty big achievement. When they drew 2-2 against Ajax at home, I thought they're getting battered at the Johan Cruyff Arena. How did they win that 1-0? I'll tell you how. They sat back and they took their chance late on with Darwin Núñez. This opportunity against Liverpool will arrive, but they're going to have to be patient. They're going to have to defend with 8-9 men behind the ball and wait for that moment where Darwin Núñez, the 22-year-old Uruguayan, can pounce again against Liverpool. Everything's looking good for the Reds, isn't it? They're winning everything.
But Benfica, they are the biggest team in Portugal, aren't they, Theo?
Are they winning the league?
There is a pedigree. They're not. They're third
Porto
place.
win the league.
That is true, Theo.
So are they the biggest team? It's a big question. I'm going to this game, so I'm not going to say anything too cool. The Portuguese might batter me.
Theo, what is it about you and Portugal? You love the country.
I do love the country. I'm going back because I'm doing stories for 433.
Yeah.
That's a bit of insight. Watch out for those stories. I hope I can make a vlog. So have notifications on the channel either way, because I think we're getting some pitch side access. I'm excited to see what the Benfica fans can produce. Their defence is incredible. You've got the likes of Vertonghen, Otamendi. That's Premier League experience. Gilberto, good fullback with Grimaldo. They've got the experience there, but when you're facing a side like Liverpool, it's curtains, isn't it?
It is, Theo. Now, Liverpool, of course, have won this tournament 6 times in the past. They beat Inter Milan last time out, losing at home but winning away.
That's the problem.
The thing about Liverpool, though, in the league, they've won the last 10. They just look unbeatable right now.
They look the favourites to the tournament now. Not even Manchester City have better odds on winning this thing, and that is because the draw has fell in their favour. They've won it before. They've got that history similar to Real Madrid. How the odds have changed, and they've become on the same level as Manchester City, 2-1. It's mental to me because I thought City were going to do it this year, but it just looks in their favour. I think Trent will be back for this game.
Trent is very important, and I think Liverpool defensively have been one of the best teams in the world this calendar year. 13 clean sheets out of 20 games, Theo. But up front, Mo Salah, he's had a couple of quiet games, but he scored 8 goals in this tournament. Never write him off.
Firmino and Jota are the ones shining now.
Yes, they are.
What's happened to Mane and Salah?
I don't know, Theo, but like I said, as a footballer, you're allowed a game or two where you don't shine.
Yeah, a game or two.
It's a team game, Theo.
When was the last time Salah scored for Liverpool?
That is true, and maybe he's a bit sad about Egypt going out the World Cup.
Not just international break, travelling from Africa, the treatment he received against, was it Senegal? With all the lasers. And he had to be like, people were throwing stuff at him when he was leaving the ground. It looked crazy. You can't just automatically be like, all right, now I'm on a flight to Liverpool and I'm going to go score 3 goals against Watford. No, it don't work like that. We're all humans, so it's very difficult to overcome that. Plus, Ramadan, can't eat when the light is up. Do you know how difficult that is? You or me can't relate, because it's like to be an athlete and be on the same level as everybody else when you generally can't eat and drink, like what gives you energy in the day, you can't have. They still drink water, but it's not the same. As much as Liverpool stand a chance and they'll probably win this game, you've got to look at all the factors. I still think Liverpool will win 2-0. I think Diogo Jota's turned up recently. He's been really important to them. I think Firmino as well. Maybe we'll see Luis Diaz sneak a goal. I'd like to see him do it in the Champions League. What about you?
Do you know what, Theo? I think Liverpool will win this one. I think they're too good, but I think it'll be close. I'm going Benfica 0, Liverpool 1.
Yeah, let's hope Benfica can create an atmosphere as well, because I'm going to be pitch side. I want to see the limbs in both ends.
Manchester City against Atletico Madrid, and City, of course, beat Sporting Club de Portugal in the last round. Absolutely smashed them, didn't they, Theo? But in the Premier League, things are getting tight. They lost to Tottenham, they drew with Palace. So will their minds be elsewhere, Theo?
Yeah, but you're just picking out 2 games from 20 there. Like, they beat Burnley the other day 2-0. Pretty convincingly. It's looking closer in the Prem. I know when Liverpool won and they played before City, they went top of the league, but City showed no pressure and they came back as they always do. And I'm going to be real with you, Atletico Madrid is no problem for the blue side of Manchester. I was at both legs. of Atletico Madrid against Man United.
Yes.
And I'll tell you this right now. Atletico are getting battered. Diego Simeone does not stand a chance. They won that draw against United, a team that has real problems in the dressing room. Ralf Rangnick, who isn't a proper manager, he's more of a footballing director, I'm going to tell you that right now. He can't motivate them. This is a team that puts 10 men behind the ball when they get a lead. They are literally the Spanish Burnley. I swear they are. I don't think they stand a chance against City when they've got these quality players. There's a reason they're one of the favourites, them and Liverpool, for the Champions League. I'm going to tell you this right now. They're going to win this 3-0. I don't even have a doubt in my mind that Pep absolutely smashes this at the Etihad.
Wow, let's try to create some doubt. Ruben Diaz is injured. You don't think that's a big blow for Man City?
It is, but they've still got John Stones, Laporte, Cancelo, Kyle Walker. That's their back four. Sorted. 3-0. City's whole squad needs to be ready over the next few weeks. You know, the next 4 games, 2 matches against Atleti, 2 matches against Liverpool, 1 in the Prem, 1 in the Cup.
No way.
Yeah, a little trip to Wembley in there as well. They're going to have to be on form.
You know what? When we're talking about City, it's very hard to know who to speak about, but I'm going to talk about 2 players who are doing well in this tournament, Theo. Riyad Mahrez, 6 goals, 1 assist. Raheem Sterling, 3 goals, 2 assists. Who's going to turn up and make the difference in this game?
I think Mahrez, yeah. De Bruyne is always going to put in a shift. He might sneak a goal or an assist.
Well, I think that Atletico Madrid have won their last 6 games in La Liga. I think they're joint second with Barcelona. I would not write them off, Theo. I don't think this is going to be a cricket score. Antoine Griezmann, he's got 4 goals, 2 assists already. João Felix has proved us wrong in recent weeks. They're not a bad team, Theo.
Look, Dad, 1 in 10, Burnley beat a top 6 team.
Yeah.
They sit back, sneak a goal, bish, bash, bosh. If you're backing the odds here, there's a 10% chance Atletico sneak a win from somewhere, win 1-0. But then they've got a second leg for them to bring it back and win it. So there's not a doubt in my mind, even if City, 10% chance it goes their way, Atleti score a header and then they hold it off. Second leg, City will just go and smash in 3-4 goals and go without pressure.
Well, I've gone for City 2-0, but it wouldn't surprise me after 60 minutes it might be 0-0. We might be nervous at some point because City have got this ability to bottle the Champions League. Never forget that.
That's true. We agree. Comment down below, do Atleti stand a chance? Because we don't see it.
Villarreal against Bayern Munich. Villarreal put out Juventus in the last round. Bit of a surprise there, Theo, but in their own domestic league, they are 7th. So what's going on in the Champions League?
They're European winners.
Yes,
they don't care about the Spanish league anymore. They won the Europa League under Unai Emery last year. They're coming into this game as European champions. Not even Bayern Munich can argue that. Parejo, Danjuma, Gerard Moreno, who loves a goal. They've knocked out some big teams. They're one of the biggest underdogs left in this competition. I believe they stand a chance. They need to strangle out this first leg, don't they? Similar to what RB Salzburg did against Bayern in the first leg, where that was the 1-1 draw. The fans were near to the pitch. They really created an atmosphere, made it tough for Bayern's 5 forwards that they always throw onto the pitch. Similar thing with Villarreal. Yes, they probably will concede, but it's how they bounce back from that. Can they keep their shape? You know, Pau Torres running that back line. He is the future PK, so he's got to prove it in games like this. Can they sneak a goal from somewhere? Danjuma, you know, making the most of that Bayern high line. We know Nagelsmann is a good manager. However, when they're put to a real test in Spain and they sneak a goal, how will they react to that? Because Bayern haven't faced a big team in Champions League yet. So that will be the big test. Let's see if it happens.
And the thing to notice about Villarreal, Theo, away from home, they are very suspect. At home, I don't think they've lost since November.
Yeah.
So watch out, Bayern Munich.
Bayern sometimes struggle in European away days.
Yes.
Of course, they battered Salzburg second leg 7-1. Could they go away and just win like 5-6-0 with Lewandowski and the boys? I mean, surely they could.
Well, that is the expectation, isn't it, Theo? They're absolutely smashing their domestic league, aren't they? And look at some of the stats. Robert Lewandowski, 12 goals, 3 assists. Thomas Muller, 4 goals, 3 assists. Leroy Sané, 6 goals, 6 assists.
Can I just pause you here?
In this tournament.
Can I just pause you here? But what about Sané? Did you see his reaction against Freiburg? They won 4-1 last out.
Yes.
When his teammate Gnabry scored, he was gutted. He put his head down and was fuming. When your teammate scores and you're winning games, instead of going out running off to celebrate with him, you put your head down and shrug your shoulders and walk off. That isn't right. Something isn't right in the dressing room. I know you see Muller and Lewandowski and all the other lads so positive, and I'm sure they will die for the 3 points against Bayern Munich, but I don't like that from Sané. I think there's an issue there.
Yeah, Theo, he's a young lad. He's very competitive. He's maybe looking at his stats a bit too much.
Also,
but you know what?
When he signed for Bayern Munich, he was meant to be the next big thing. You know, German international, Bayern, them two have got a big correlation together. He was meant to go out there, 30 goals a season. It never really happened.
Because it's at Villarreal, I think there might be a surprise here. I'm going a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw?
A 1-1 draw, yeah.
You think they'll hold it out?
Yes, and the bookies disagree with me, but I think Villarreal's home form, they're not losing here.
Here's my thoughts. Villarreal score early. Bayern get a little bit shook. Then they score an equaliser in about the 60th minute, which is very good from the Spaniards.
Yes.
And then around the 88th, 89th minute, Bayern, they've got their 5 attacking players on the pitch. They absolutely throw it at Unai Emery's defence, and they find a way through. Lewandowski, maybe a penalty late on. 2-1 Bayern. They take it to Allianz Arena with a win, which they'll go on to win probably 4-0, 5-0 in the second leg. People always say, oh, why are you so rude about Bayern? Why are you so nice to English clubs? It's not me being rude, it's me being realistic. Bayern Munich are one of the favourites. It's them and City Liverpool to win this Champions League thing. I'm just looking at the little doubts in that team. There aren't many, so you may as well speak of them. Let's go on to the next club.
And now for the big one, it's Chelsea against Real Madrid. Chelsea beat Lille in the last round, and everything was going well in the Premier League for Chelsea. 5 wins in a row, and then they play Little Brentford of West London. What happened then, Theo?
4-1 happened. Eriksen happened. My God, it was a brilliant performance from the Bees, but Chelsea, they fell apart. How do you explain that?
Well, I'll tell you what, behind the scenes, Theo, Thomas Tuchel, I think, has got some personal issues. Bigger than that, the club, Theo, the ownership situation, it cannot help.
They played a full-back, which is unusual for their defence. They've got Marcus Alonso, who's a very attacking left-back. Reece James as well, loves to get up the pitch. So then you're held at Rudiger and Thiago Silva, who are both used to playing a back three this season. Thiago Silva's 37 years old, just come back from playing with Brazil on an international break. Rudy scored a screamer. Both seemed tired. It all fell apart in the second half, and it doesn't surprise me. They overloaded that midfield. They had an extra midfielder running about. Eriksen absolutely made the most of that. They used pace and skill, the likes of Ivan Toney and Vitali.
Yes.
They took their chances. Training work stuff from Brentford. They will stay up. Chelsea fell apart. And coming into this Real Madrid game, they will be buzzing Los Blancos. They've won the Champions League more than anyone else.
Yes, 13 times there. But you know what? Going back to Chelsea for a minute, sometimes in football you get anomalies, strange results, and it's gone. Are Chelsea going to fall apart now?
Yeah, people always say, oh, they're going to fall apart. But look, it's such a Chelsea thing for them to go into this game and win 3-0.
Yes.
And it's another game I'm going to, hopefully do some work with 4-3-3, so look out for me if you are there. They've still got one of the best defences in the world.
Yeah.
They'll probably go back to a 3-back. Tuchel's got an undefeated record against Real Madrid. 6 games he's played against them, 2 for each club that he's managed, Dortmund, PSG and Chelsea. I think he's won like 2 or 3 of them and drawn the rest. He's never lost. That is saying something. Will it stop here? It could do. Benzema's on incredible form.
Yeah.
Real Madrid have never looked stronger.
Yes.
Compared to the previous years. Vinicius Jr. is finally finding his feet. You're a big fan of him, aren't you?
I am a massive fan of Vinny Jr. and of Benzema. We saw him get a hat-trick earlier this season. He's got 8 goals in this tournament. He got a hat-trick against PSG.
Yep.
This is going to be really hard. We know that Real Madrid are smashing La Liga.
And taking it back to Bernabeu, I saw PSG get knocked out, and that's the most expensive team in the world. I believe, personally, this leg will be a 2-2 draw.
Wow.
High scoring. Before you give your prediction though, Dad,
yes.
Tell me, Timo Werner, what went wrong? Does he need to go?
Oh my goodness, I would like to see him stay, Theo. We
Why?
saw him play.
Why should he stay?
Do you know what? Just give him that. It'll be a 3rd season. We saw him in Germany. There's a very good player in there, Theo. I know he's not getting as many contributions as is expected, but he does a lot for the team.
Dad,
give him one more season.
Give up on him. The Chelsea number 9 curse has continued. Even Kai Havertz is doing 3x what he's doing from a different position.
Yeah.
In fact, they've resulted in playing Havertz at number 9 because Lukaku and Werner can't really cut the mustard. Havertz should have scored 3 against Brentford. He's been scoring very good goals recently. He is their answer to that number 9 position. Werner and Lukaku should both exit the club in the summer. Absolutely. There's no room for them. They've got them on decent wages too. It's time to mix it up, try something new, and make Havertz the main man.
Chelsea 1, Real Madrid 2.
You're a mug. You just... Hold on. Do you mean Chelsea 2-1?
Real Madrid.
So you think the English team is going to lose in England?
And I'm sorry to say that, but I think they will, yes. I think Real Madrid at the moment are too good. I think what's going on behind the scenes is hurting Chelsea. Right, that's our bit done. Let us know in the comments below what you think. And you, please subscribe. I can see you. I know you've not subscribed.
That bell isn't golden. Turn it golden. Europa League predictions coming soon. Look, I'm going to stop waffling because you're going to click off. Subscribe, like, notifications, and just look at Thogdad's forehead. His forehead will be larger the more subscribers we get.
Theo, get my forehead's name out of your mouth.
That was a good one.